There's a guy on Twitter, I don't know, he seems like a young guy. He said he was inspired by me on what I said on the herd and went and did his own research. And this guy, he wrote, I'm going to give you his blog spot coming up. He wrote a tremendous piece. Just a good, logical piece. Yes, thank you. The kids know. The kids love the show. Just a good, quality piece of logic this guy wrote. I don't know if he's a kid, but he seems like a young guy because he's like, wow, there's one guy in the national media who kind of understands. I already retweeted it, so you can find me, Brian Kenny, ESPN, and you can find this piece of logic that's out there now that I know a lot of you have been craving. You're craving some sense. Here it is. Convince me Tom Brady is a top 10 quarterback, okay? Or if you just like to say, thank you, Brian, I'll accept. Sean, we'll accept those calls too, right?
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will. Always, every night. Your calls next year on the Brian Kenny Show, ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's Doug Gottlieb. Don't miss Shaquille O'Neal tomorrow at 4:40 Eastern on the Doug Gottlieb Show on ESPN Radio.
Brian Kenny.
Whatever.
BK.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
On ESPN Radio.
You see, I know there are smart people out there. I know you're out there. They're just not the ones on Twitter that send me hate mail. Listen, there's one guy on Twitter, I have no idea who he is. I have no idea. He follows me on Twitter. He goes by the name of John here, at BanditDW. Bandit DEW. You can look him up. He has his website is YouCantPlayHere.blogspot.com. I don't even know this guy, but he tweeted me this. I used your Brady Hall of Fame method, went even deeper into the stats. You should enjoy it. I read it. It's excellent. I said, this is great work. He said, I only followed up on what you came up with. Hard for me to take any credit here. You know what? Wrong, John. You deserve a lot of credit. This is great. YouCantPlayHere.blogspot.com. Please go there if you'd like to find out what I'm thinking about with Tom Brady. This guy does, I don't know, he seems like a young guy who has an economic way of thinking, right? An economists think this way. And he said, it was remarkably refreshing to hear Brian Kenny take a stand while filling in as host of The Herd on ESPN Radio, because earlier he says, it just goes to show the national media can't be bothered with facts. So he heard me and he said, whoa, wow, wait a second. Kenny makes a persuasive argument that Tom Brady was vastly overrated, although he says vastly may be a little extreme. Yeah, you could be right. Anyway, find that. Meantime, taking your calls right now, 888-SAY-ESPN. Go ahead and convince me if you can that Tom Brady is a top 10 all-time quarterback. Last week, I was ridiculed for it. I'd like to hear what you say now. Here's Derek in